In the far future, there will be only war.
The chains are broken.
This will be a good hunt.
Through the dark veil of space and time.
This is Warp Shatter!
Stone and steel will speak.
Let's get this over with.
Okay, we are here with a very a surprise entry through the Eye of Terror Studios, through the warp of time and space and all that. We're coming pseudo live from Warhammer Live. That's correct, and I am with the. I'm not there at all. I'm not. That's the pseudo part. Is the Everguild community manager, Mr. Everguild, who is there in person himself.
Yes. Hello. How are you doing?
Hello. So you are. Is Warhammer World? Is that just today, or is that all week?
No, that was over the weekend.
Oh, just over the weekend. So it's wrapped up then.
Yeah, just over the weekend. Yes, it was their 25th anniversary. Yeah, and I'll be there. I don't know if we might be seeing people there. We might not, but I think we'll be showing off some of the new features I'm actually here to talk about.
That's right. That's right. So that's the groundbreaking. I mean, this really won't be too groundbreaking. Hopefully, by the time folks are listening to this, by the time our voices carry through the warp, some of the news, leaks, spoils, teases have made their way out through the social media. So you kind of have an idea as far as what to expect, but we're going to be going over those again here, and hopefully get some insight, some info, and talk about what we can. So let's do it.
So the first one, you guys will have seen all these in the web posts over last week. Anyway, so the first one I want to talk about is the prestige system. Now, obviously, we've got a lot of players at level 100. There's nothing for them to do from there aside from get the achievements. So we're bringing in a prestige level system. So everyone who's at level 100 will automatically prestige to Bronze Skull 1, and then they will be restored to level 1, and then they climb up to Bronze Skull Tier 3, and then it goes to Silver, Gold, so on and so forth. So each level, the increase will be the same amount of XP required. So to get from level 2 to 3 will be the same as to get from level 80 to 81. When you get to level 100, you will get a legendary crate. Oh, sorry, a card with a legendary in it, should I say.
Okay.
And you'll be able to show off your skulls. It's very much like the service studs that Space Marines have. You'll be able to show them off in-game and on the profile as well.
Okay, so it'll be on your player profile to kind of show how many times you've cycled through Prestige.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So now instead of just looking at someone's profile to see how many games they've won, you can see how much of a veteran they are just by the amount of skulls they have.
Will there be multiple skulls, or will it just be one skull that changes?
No, so let's say if you are, I don't know, Silver Skull Tier 3. It'll be Silver Skulls, and you'll have 3 of them next to your name.
Okay.
It goes up to 5 each. I think at the minute we've got it going up to Diamond, but I'm sure people will get there in record time, so they'll have to make more skulls going after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the minute there is 20 extra tiers. So that's another 2,000 levels. So it'll be interesting to see who's the first person to get all the way to Diamond Skull Tier 5.
That's a lot.
Probably a special reward for that.
Well, now, and to go with that, you said, now, are you just climbing the tiers and the levels, or are there still crates rewarded at marker levels like there was?
Yes, there is, yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, are those crates, will they be inclusive of all cards? Because we've obviously had multiple expansions. Okay, so they will. So it's not just like...
Yes.
All right, that's good.
Yes, it's one of the things that we wanted to incorporate, because obviously as the card pool is getting bigger and bigger, it's harder for people to complete a full collection. Mm-hmm. So even people at level 100, for example, they might only have 75% of cards in the game. So we wanted to make it a bit more accessible for people.
Yes, yeah, and that way they can keep, instead of also just being like, it's just the first 2 expansions. If it's the whole card pool, it's a bigger pool, but that's a lot more crates. That's a lot more. And now,
exactly.
Are those crates just all cards, or am I correct in remembering that they have gold in them as well?
Yeah, there's a mix of them. Obviously, if you've got any duplicates, they'll automatically be sold for gems.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So good all around. I mean, it's just, hey, more crates is more crates. That's really what it comes down to it.
And we know people like to show off how experienced they are and how good they are.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. Yes. It sort of ties into the next feature, the mentoring system.
I would like to know a little more.
This is something we've mentioned, I think, over the last couple of podcasts, and something we've been working on to get right for a little while now. So, at the minute, a mentor it's anyone over level 25, although that might change in the future or before release. We're just checking on that. And they can take up to 3 conscripts, neophytes, or trainees, I suppose. Being a recruit, you'll get an extra 20% experience until you graduate by reaching level 25. There is various milestones that a recruit can complete. So, completing a campaign, event runs, ranked play, logging in 7 days consecutively, and reaching an experience threshold. So they will get extra XP throughout their time as a recruit, and the mentor as well will be rewarded for how well their recruits do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit of a... Once again, we're wanting to increase the options that new players have when it comes to how quickly they can level up and how quickly they can get gold as well.
And so what they're gaining, just so we're clear, it's just a bonus to just the XP, or is it a bonus to anything else?
Bonus to 20% extra XP.
Okay.
So obviously that means they'll level up quicker.
They will level
more cards,
faster.
more gold.
Right. And that is up to, is it just up to level 25, or is it up to the level of their...
Level 25.
Okay.
Yes, so one of the other things as well, when the recruit completes all the milestones, so campaigns, events, ranked play, missions, and experience, they will get a gold crate as well. So they'll get even more bits and pieces as well.
Excellent. Well, that's good. That's good incentive for them to play and to continue playing, and hopefully, I mean, because that is, arguably level 1 through 20 or 25, and maybe even 1 through 50. I mean, 50 is kind of pushing because that's you're halfway to a level 100 currently. But I mean, it's, if you're entering into the game, like we said, there's a massive amount of card pool, and not having the cards is daunting. Where do you begin? What expansion do you get? So if you're leveling up faster, you're getting more crates, you're getting crates faster, you're building your collection, which hopefully gets you further invested or intrigued to play a faction or play the game more in general. And ideally, if you are under the mentor of an experienced player who's got you that way, who's recruited you, or you're a neophyte, the Helbrecht, if you will, to your neophyte. Then hopefully they're also helping guide you and cheering you on and say, okay, now do this, or add that into the deck, or just keep playing this one faction that you've got the warlord for. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Do neophytes need to be in the same lodge as?
No, they don't.
Okay.
So we've created a separate chat, similar to the lodge chat, but for mentors and their trainees.
Awesome.
So we're looking into a way that you can share decks in that as well as replays. Mm-hmm. So like, say if a trainee has a really, really tough game, they're not sure why they lost, they can put it in the chat, and their mentor can look at it and say, you went wrong here, here, and here, you should try this deck instead. So you can paste like a deck code in there or whatever, and they can have a look at it. One of the other things we're implementing is gifting gems. Yes. So let's say, a trainee is wanting to do a Khan deck, and they're missing out on the land speeders, and they're in the shop today, but they don't have the gems to buy it. Mm-hmm. The mentor can say, here you go, here's however many gems you need. Pick 1 or 2 of them up, and there you go. So they can gift up to 1,000 gems over the lifetime of the mentoring to that one player, 100 gems at a time.
Awesome. And now is that limited to 100 gems at a time per day? So over the course of 10 days, or just like, here's 100?
They can give all. They can give 1,000. Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. Wow. That's huge. I know you're gonna probably affirm this. This is not the new secondary use for gems, correct?
No, it's not.
Okay, all right. Just before we get to that, but I mean, realistically, there are a lot of players who, I'm one of them, who's like, we've got a surplus of gems. We'll never use them all. I could spend, a bunch in drafting for an event, and I'm going to get more back from the rewards. I would very happily and readily like give them to newer players to build a collection, especially if it's in a mentoring role where it's like, hey, you're encouraging people. You're 600 shy of getting that legendary, but here's 600 gems. I can give you up to 1,000. That's 3,000 per recruits, and when you hit to level 25, you're on your own. But hopefully, I've helped you, get invested and get excited about the game and on to the next one. And I guarantee you, by the time I have somebody else, I'll already have replaced those 3,000 gems. And I know I'm not alone in that. So that is really cool. That is a really cool concept.
I mean, with a dedicated player, they can get to level 25 relatively quickly with, people helping them out, that type of stuff. So a mentor can be really cycling through trainees quite quickly.
Yeah.
The mentors themselves get coins per milestone, and when they graduate, they get coins as well. And if the recruit hits all the milestones, they get a gold crate as well.
Nice.
Whether they need that like yourself is a different matter. But we needed to find a way to reward the mentors.
Right. It gives a little something. Like I said, like if it just duplicates into gems, great. I'm missing 4 cards. I mean, if I were to get one of the 4 cards I don't have before it's in the shop, I'll take it. That's awesome. That's awesome. So far we're hearing good stuff. I'm really excited about that. I know we teased or mentioned the mentoring system. I was really kind of intrigued how that was going to work, but that sounds really cool, especially with the separate chat. Now, with the separate chat, will all 3 neophytes, and we're just going to call it neophytes, I don't know if that's the actual in-game term, will they be in the chat and can chat with each other as well? Okay, good. So it is a sub-chat.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Awesome.
In regards to activity or inactivity, very much like a lodge, if the mentor is inactive for 10 days, the recruit can automatically leave and find a new mentor. Same with the neophytes as well.
That's good.
If they're inactive, the mentor can kick them.
Right, so if it's not working out, and listen, sometimes in my work, I have to make that call. I have to call somebody into my office and I say, listen, I just don't think this is the place for you. Like, I mean, if they're not showing up and they're not playing the game, and there's
if they're not showing up,
and if there's other players who like, hey, I need a mentor, and I'm new, and I would like, if I got somebody who's sitting inactive for 5 or 6 days, man, I mean, that might be, unless I talk to them, like, hey, they're going on vacation, but that might be, I don't know if that's too aggressive or not, but as a newer player, hopefully you're playing every day at least.
Yeah, you'd hope so, and you can add recruits quite easily. So you can either find them on global chat. I imagine people might search for it through the Discord or the subreddit. And all you do is, you go onto the mentor section, just search for them and add them.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, just like with Lodge, if you're already under somebody's mentor, I'm sure you can't be recruited to another. So
that's correct, yeah.
Well, that's cool. And then, like you said, too, it works the other way, too. If you've got a mentor, somebody's like, oh, yeah, sure, come be my neophyte, and then they don't do a whole lot for you. And somebody else sounds like there's somebody that you'd rather be following and maybe under the wing of, then you can hop ship.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
You're not hopping ship. You're just hopping mentors because you can stay in your lodge. I like that. I like the fact that it's not lodge specific too. So that's really cool.
Yeah. And it was one of the things that we introduced. So let's say, you've got some other friends, for example, that like card games, but they don't really know anything about legions or the way it works. You can say to them, well, join the game. I'll mentor you, give you some free bits and pieces. You'll get some extra experience to get the new cards. It works. It works out well for everybody.
Yes, yeah.
It helps grow the game and it rewards the existing players.
And that's a lot better. I mean, I know that the referral code or the whatever the in-game code that players can do once per thing. That's a great thing because I mean, most of the time there's at least some good cards and there's like 300 gold or something. That's really cool. But that's a one and done. If you are actually, and you don't have to have any affiliation with that person, just like that's it. I mean, you're on your own. But if you're working or you're chatting with that person, or you're hopefully getting some insight, maybe, and getting some gifted gems because they want to help you out, that's definitely a lot more. I mean, you can't deny that. It's more than what that is.
No, totally.
Cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, and then the last thing is the premium cards. So this is incorporating the long-mentioned / requested crafting system.
We were told there would never be crafting.
No, so you can't craft particular cards. You can craft a new design for them.
Aha!
So we'll have already released some pictures of these on the web post, so people already know what they look like. So if you have two, well, stick with the land speeders from the World Eaters. So let's say you have two of them. You have to have two of them for this to work. You pay whatever their gems cost is, and then you can, 2 times whatever their cost is.
Right.
You can then turn them into a premium frame. So it will have a very, very blingy, fancy frame. Like I said, people will be able to see it by now. And it shows it off, pretty much. Like, I've got this amazing card, I've got the gems to spend on it. Here you go, look at me. Same with legendary cards, although you can only have one of them. You just pay a certain price to make them a legendary version. And you have that next to the original version of the card as well.
Now, do they show up separately in your collection, or is it just...
Yes, they do, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. So now, will this just be select cards at a time, or is the entire library will be available to have this done?
Yes, the entire library will.
That's huge. That's going to be...
Yeah.
Listen, I know you guys are big on not wanting to have a lot of data, but that's going to be big on the data.
Yeah, we're looking at ways to cleverly do it.
Okay. Now, and these aren't like hollow images or anything like that, but they're just like decorative frames, basically.
Yes, they are very... our team has spent a long time making sure the frames are thematic, suit the Legion. They're all going to be independent per Legion and faction.
Nice.
So yeah, it'll be very, very thematic. Like one of the things as well, if all cards in your deck are premium, the counter-attack will be premium, like Reckonings, Whispers, if the Primarch or whoever is premium, that'll also be premium.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'm going to have enough gems to gift to neophytes now, because I'm going to be blinging out my whole thing. That's pretty cool.
Yes, these are going to... I think we're looking at 4 times the number of the usual gems to turn it into a premium.
Ah, okay. Well, that sounds about right. So I mean, like if it's a 400 gem purchase, which is an epic card, then you're looking at 1,600 gems to turn it into a premium copy of that card.
Yes.
So if you want to have 2 copies of an epic premium servo harness, you're gonna be spending 3,200 gems just to make that happen.
Yep. Okay. So it'll be interesting to see the first person who has a full premium deck.
Day one, I'm going to do it. I don't know what deck I'm going to pick, but man, I want to have a blingy.
I mean, we are, to help everybody sort of get off the starting block with it, on the 17th, which is coming up to the 4-year anniversary of the game, when all these features are going to be released, you log into the game on that day, you will get some premium cards for free. So everybody will get a crate with premium cards in it.
Nice.
Random premium cards.
Okay,
so,
okay.
Might be a legendary man. Who knows?
Now, what about Remembrancer Order? Will that be premium?
Probably. You could premium it.
I mean, it's a legendary.
Yeah, you could probably... Yeah, I don't see why you won't. Yeah, legendary cards you can premium.
Okay. I'm trying to think with regards to premiums, and you mentioned, the decorative frames, and I know the card backs have all got various frames at the max. So, I mean, if we're following that trend, I can imagine what some of these could look like and look pretty sweet.
Some of them will be. Honestly, like I said, people will have seen them by now because the post will have come out
right
late last week. But yeah, they are absolutely beautiful.
Awesome. Yeah, we are.
The team has got a lot of effort into them.
We are obscured by the warp storm, so I myself cannot see these images into the future, but I've heard great things. So by the time you hear this voice, I will have been awakened and revealed upon them. Now, will there be, with these 3 things, so we've got mentoring, we've got prestige, and which prestige in itself is an achievement type scenario, and then we've got the premium cards. Are there going to be additional achievements to go with this?
Yeah, we're looking to some for the mentoring system.
Okay.
To start with, and then we'll be adding possibly some ones later on down the line.
Very cool.
But we wanted to get these out of the block first, give people something to get the teeth into, and then we can start to look at achievements. Like with the mentoring, for example, we might look at increasing the cap. If it goes well, if people take to it, we might look at increasing the cap on how many neophytes a mentor can have.
Right, okay. Would there be a way then also maybe to rate your mentor? Like a mentor rating system.
That could be good. Like a Uber rating or something.
Yeah, like an exit interview. Like, hey, you made it 25. Give me a 5-star. I'm a 5-star man.
Yeah, I'll mention it to the team. That could be fun.
It could be fun. It could be bad too, though. You could have somebody just like, 1 star.
Didn't give me 1,000 gems.
Exactly. I was in there for a day and he didn't give me 1,000 gems. Boo this man.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what people do with the mentoring system, whether we have, whether it's implemented on the subreddit or the Discord or VK, like a looking for mentor type thing. So yeah, we'll see.
Well, that should be very cool. I'm sure there'll be plenty of folks in the global because that's a quick go-to, but hopefully it also gets some people to filter back into main court a bit and get some traffic in those areas where sometimes, some people, they sit and they get comfy in their lodge, or they find a lodge and that's good enough. But I mean, a mentor might be a whole different thing, especially if you're hoping to garner some interest or gain some help from somebody else. It's kind of a mutual thing, especially if you've got a player who's played a long time and's got a stockpile of gems they want to give out.
We've got, like the top 10 lodges, for example. We've got so much experience condensed in those lodges. Mm-hmm. It's all well and good fighting for Warmaster, but it'd be great for everybody to put that collective experience and wealth in the form of gems to use when it comes to recruiting new people, getting new interest in the game, so on and so forth.
Yep, I agree 100%. I mean, ultimately, like what makes the game go, what got us to 4 years, and will hopefully continue to get us at least for another couple years down the road from what's been teased, is the players. I mean, the game can't work if we don't have players who are interested and want to play, and new players who stick around to become veteran players themselves. So that is definitely a big thing. And I know a lot of guys in general who are part of promoting the game, but also want to promote the players up. I mean, that's part of it. So to be able to have a tool like that in game, that's really cool.
Yes. So I'm excited to see what the community does with the new features.
Well, you can expect some outcries. I'm going to hear that blingy cards are overpowered, and some people, it's just a pay to win because clearly this person's deck is blinged out. Yeah. I could imagine the rants, but I think really in general, I think there's going to be a lot of positives from this. I couldn't see why players wouldn't find these features appreciative.
Yes. Yeah. There is another big feature we're working on. This is the one that we've been working on for a long time now. Oh. Can't give any details on that one.
This is the second use for gems feature.
There will be another release coming out. I can't say when, but yeah, we are still working on future things for the game. Future expansions, fixes, balance patches. So yeah, we've still got plenty of content.
A lot more to come. I mean,
yes.
This when that second feature comes, we know it's going to be all encompassing, and there's
it's going to be huge.
It's going to be a second feature for gems. It's somehow going to involve lodges and cosmetics and players and whatever.
It'd be bad if it didn't include players.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's part of it. I mean, like it'll be so big. I don't think we can comprehend the possibilities at this point.
No, we'll see when it comes out.
Well, very cool. Very cool. I trying to think if I got any other questions on the new stuff that we're going to be getting teased. I'm sure prior to this and all through this week up until the 17th of March, people are going to be peppering the boards with questions, priming up to get questions answered about this. So hopefully, if this doesn't answer some of those questions, hopefully we can get those questions that people can think of answered prior to release. I do have questions to kind of go with it because we did mention that the game itself is coming up on a 4-year anniversary on March 17th, which is awesome. I think you and me and both, we've been playing since beta. We've enjoyed the game quite immensely, and the fact that it's gotten this far and still has legs to keep going is very exciting. Is there anything beyond just the patch update? Is there any special sale events, anything yet planned for a year?
There's the crate that everybody will get that has premium cards in. Mm-hmm. We're looking at some other bits and pieces, but I can't say anything for certain just yet.
Okay.
But yeah, there'll be a free crate for everybody who logs in on the day and for the few days afterwards as well. So yeah, do make sure you log in on the 17th to get your free premiums and whatever else you find in the crates.
Don't miss out on those. I mean, because that's going to be the thing. People are going to get them. They'll be like, I already got this card. They'll be like, wait a minute. This border's different. I got something
They
new to
look
chase.
so good.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have anything else to tease with us, or I mean, that's the hot stuff.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to crash your podcast about. So yeah.
Right. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the reach out, and obviously, this is definitely stuff to salivate over. And this is, even though this may be recorded in the past, planned for the future, with future knowledge for some and not for others. It's always nice to be able to, have some information shared to players on a podcast that, hopefully people enjoy. So I appreciate you making the time out for it and thinking of me when you sent out the request.
Yeah, no problem. Well, thank you for having me on.
All right. Well, thank you. And we will be talking to you again, at some point when we have another Q&A. I'm sure there'll be more questions to be asked, or even if you just want to come and discuss, I'm trying to think. I think we got Alpha Legion coming up. So I believe after that, we're going to get into the Orphans of War, Defenders of Caliban, Night Houses, stuff like that. Legio Custodes.
Orphans are my favorite.
Yeah, Orphans. Okay,
so good.
I mean, you want to be down for that? You can try to change your voice, and
I cannot hide this accent.
That's true. All right,
awesome.
Well, I appreciate you being on, and we'll be definitely talking in the future.
A magnificent ending.
This has been another episode of the Warp Chatter Podcast. Thank you for listening.
Yes. Yeah.